Hey guys, welcome back to Revolution XRC and welcome to the next part of this Boom Racing BRX01 adjustable wheelbase kit build series. In this part of the series we are going to go over the shocks and mounting up the axles to the chassis as well as the drive shafts. For this part of the series you'll basically need the front and rear axle, you'll need your 4 shocks, these pieces here for the shocks which are pivot balls and kind of pivot ball retainers, your 2 drive shafts, and the combined hardware from bags B and C. For step 9, we're going to start off with the shocks. Now, the shocks already come pre-assembled, but I would like to kind of open it up and just make sure that I have grease in them. Now, they come with the silicone grease for the O-rings right here and 30 weight oil. The shocks do not come with oil in them, so you do need to put them in just to give it some dampening. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble the bottom half of the shocks and just make sure that the O-rings are greased up. So these shocks do come with X-rings, which are really nice. Now, the other thing I noticed is these shocks do have a bump stop here at the end, but they're pretty much useless because you could see at full compression that bump stop doesn't even work. It's bottoming out. So what I did is I 3D printed some 1.5 millimeter spacers that will kind of prevent that, or will make that bump stop work. So let's do that. Add a spacer on. If you have extra O-rings, you can use O-rings too, but I do not. So that is why I am using these spacers, just to push the bump stop up. Alright, so with that spacer there, you can see the bump stop now works as it should. Alright, that's one shock done. I'm pretty much going to do the same thing for the rest of the shocks. I might cut that part out of the video, but for now you can kind of take a look at what I'm doing. Now there's one thing I forgot to go over before I start. If you'll notice on the shock here, there's like a little dot right there. Same thing on this end. There's like a little dot right there. The other side doesn't have it. So with these spring retainers, or pivot ball retainers, you want the one with the bigger lip to go on the side with the dot. And that goes for both ends. Like that. Alright, so that's all done, and I'm ready to put these shocks and mount them onto the chassis as well as the axles. For page 31 of step 9, you'll need the front axle, you'll need 2 shocks, you'll need 6 M3 lock nuts, you'll need 2 of these standoff spacers, you'll need 2 M3 by 16 button head screws, you'll need 2 M3 by 24 button head screws, and these 4 bolts. Alright, we've got the front suspension all done. Here are the front anti-wrap bars, the shocks, and the front leaf setup. Pretty nice. For page 32 of step 9, you'll need the following. You'll need the rear axle, the two more shocks, 4 M3 lock nuts, 4 bolts, 2 3mm standoffs, 2 5mm standoffs, 2 M3x16 button head screws, and 2 M3x20 button head screws. And that completes page 32 of step 9, mounting up the rear axle with the shocks. So for step 10, we're going to be putting on the drive shafts. You'll need the 2 drive shafts provided and these 4 screw pins. Now taking a look at these 2 drive shafts, you'll see that the female portion of this drive shaft is shorter than the female portion of this drive shaft. This one is in the rear, this shorter one is in the front. that completes adding the drive shafts. Alright, for the final step in this part, which is step 11, we are going to install the rear anti-wrap bar. Well, it's already installed, but we're just going to secure it to the axle. For that, you'll need the 6mm standoffs. You'll need 2 M3x22 button head screws, and you'll need 2 M3 lock nuts right here. Alright, so this is what that assembly should look like. Try to get it in focus there. So screw through the axle, standoff, link, lock nut. Alright, so you can see the rear anti-wrap bars are secured now, and that should prevent the leaf springs from wrapping. And with the completion of mounting up the shocks and the axles to the chassis, that completes this part of the build series, mounting up the shocks and axles to the chassis. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future updates on this Boom Racing BRX01 adjustable wheel base kit build series. Thanks for watching.